Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Wade's Movie World. Of course, you know me. I'm Wade. So we're just a few hours away from a new year. We are rounding out the last few hours of 2021. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. Happy New Year 2022 to all of you out there. I hope this year brings you all great things, many blessings, great health, and just an overall wonderful year. And maybe, just maybe, this will be the year that we say a final farewell and adios and get the F out of here to COVID-19. Or at least I hope so. That is my Christmas wish for this coming Christmas 2022, is for COVID-19 to be just a bad memory and a thing of the past. This is going to be my last video for 2021, and it is going to be my top 10 favorite or best movies of 2021. So I'm going to start off at number 10 and go all the way down to number 1, with number 1 being the best movie for 2021, or at least what I thought was the best movie of 2021 for me. These are just my opinions, guys. These are nobody else's opinions. If you have a different list of your top 10 favorite movies of 2021, then hey, share it with me. Share it down in the comments and let me know what your list is like, and if yours is something different or if yours matches up with mine. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it at number 10. Number 10 is Mortal Kombat, and that's the one we got earlier. It's sort of a remake, so it has nothing to do with the Mortal Kombats from the early 90s that we got, those two live action films. It's kind of a reboot, redo their just rebooting the franchise, trying to see if I can get some more juice pumped back into it. Overall, it was a good movie. It wasn't a great film. There were some pacing issues. There were some dialogue issues. There were some camera shots that were just not good and could have been a lot better. One or two characters I did not like. They were just, either they didn't contribute much to the plot or they were just assholes all around in the story. But the fight scenes were good. One thing that was really interesting to me, and spoilers if you have not seen it, in this movie, I thought it was going to be the other way around. I had it a different way in my head before I watched it, and then when I watched it, I was like, oh, I had that going a different way. So in this film, Scorpion is the good guy, the protagonist, and Sub-Zero is the bad guy. Well, I thought that was going to be reversed, and it was just mind-boggling to me that it was the other way around. I was like, oh, wow, they're doing this. They're not going to go this way. They're going to go that way with it. Okay, which I didn't mind. That was fine. But it just threw me for a loop the first time I saw it. Good film, not a great film. So that is my number 10, Mortal Kombat. At number 9 is The Matrix Resurrections. Now, I'm one of those that I liked the first Matrix, but also liked its two sequels, Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolutions. Now, the best films out of those is, of course, the first one because of the movie itself, all the things that it did, the groundbreaking technology, the awesome special effects, the bullet time, and just the overall creativeness that that movie gave to movie directors and people making movies going forward. But The Matrix Resurrections, there's some story elements that are really, really good and really, really strong. And then there are some that are just not good at all. At times, it's a very hard film to follow, especially if you have not seen the first three. Then, if you haven't seen the first three, then you don't know what the heck's going on. But since I've seen the first three multiple times, I was able to follow it a lot better than what I thought I would. But there were still some sequences or scenes I was just like, what in the heck are they talking about? What is going on here? Loved the flashback scenes. I loved how at the end that Trinity and Neo finally got back together again and started doing their kick-ass thing, but I think that should have happened a lot sooner in the film. There were several antagonists in the film. One was just, I didn't know what he was. At first I thought he was the architect, a younger version of the architect, but then he's something else. The whole zombie thing where the people in the Matrix, their eyes light up green with the code falling in their eyes. That was just weird. I didn't understand that. The special effects were still great. And there's one character that really made me mad in this film that was in the Reloaded and Revolutions, who was just an all-around badass, kick-ass, no shit type of character. And in this one, that character is just an outright asshole. And I was like, what's that all about? So, yeah. Like I said, the story had problems, and they say it's doing good, but then I hear it's not doing good right now because it's still in theaters right now. I was going to see it a second time, but I think I'm just going to wait for it to come out on Blu-ray and DVD and just buy it up. That way I can watch it again and then do my overall big movie review on it along with the other Matrix films. A good film at times, but then a kind of bad film at times. But for the experience, I did enjoy it. I was glad to see these characters back up on screen in the movie theater. It was great nostalgia that I really, really enjoyed. So at number 9, The Matrix Resurrections. Coming in at number 8, Those Who Wish Me Dead, starring Angelina Jolie. Now, I myself am not a big Angelina Jolie fan. I've seen some of her films, not all of her films. I've seen Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider 2. I've seen The Bone Collector, a couple others, and then this one. I did like this film. However, the story was good. It wasn't great. Special effects, yeah, okay. But overall, the story had a good message to it, I guess, if you want to call it a message. There's this firefighter who's played by Angelina Jolie. She kind of gets in trouble, so she gets stuck up on this tower in the middle of a forest to watch for, forest fires and things like that out in the wilderness. And this boy is lost, and she comes to his rescue. But not only is he lost, he's trying to get away from 2 assassins, and she's trying to protect him. And then, to add matters to it, these assassins set the forest on fire. So not only is she having to protect this boy from these assassins, but also keep herself and him alive because this whole damn forest is set ablaze. I liked it. I thought it could have been better than what it was, but for the overall, what we got, I'm going to say it was okay. At number 8, Those Who Wish Me Dead. Number 7. Now, number 7 is not a movie that came out in theaters. It is a straight-to-DVD and Blu-ray release from the DC animated universe called Injustice. So in this movie, Lois Lane and Clark, Superman, are now an item. I don't know if they're married in this film or not. I can't remember. But they are together. They have an apartment together. They're living together. And she is pregnant. And so the Joker from Gotham comes and he kills Lois Lane and Superman's unborn child. Well, that sets Superman off, and he tries to protect the world, but in the wrong ways. And he thought he could be an example, but then he kind of turns into this overall monster, and Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, is helping him until she sees how far gone he is. And then she switches to Batman's team, and Batman and the rest of the Justice League who are with him have to bring a stop to Superman because of what he's doing to the world. A really, really good movie. The animation is great. The story is brilliant. I would love to see this told in live action if that ever happens, but, whatever. The voice talent is wonderful. Just overall, a great movie. Just wish we could get something like this in live action, like I said. There are some really violent scenes in this, so this is not a movie for children. The children need to be seeing. But if you're an adult DC fan, this is one that you will really enjoy. I enjoyed it. There are some pacing issues at times and some other stuff that I had issues with, but overall, it's a pretty good film. So, number 7, Injustice. Coming in at number 6, one that has been anticipated for a very, very, very long time in the MonsterVerse, Godzilla vs. Kong. I think this movie got pushed back some during the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic when they were delaying movies and pushing them back. I think this is one of those that got pushed back, if I'm not mistaken. Went to the theater to see this. This is the only MonsterVerse movie that I got to see in theaters, and wow, what a ride it was. This did have some pacing issues. This had some issues with some characters that I didn't really like. There's too much with the human characters, and there's not enough Godzilla versus Kong. The story could have been tightened up a little bit here and there, and I liked the story about Kong and this little deaf girl who they are friends, they trust each other, and I did like that aspect of it. But overall, this movie could have been a lot better if they would have kind of not had so much BS or drama with the human characters and more with Godzilla versus Kong. So, yeah, not a great film, but not a bad film. Did I enjoy it for what it was? Absolutely. I bought it. And yeah, just an overall great film. Number 6, Godzilla vs. Kong. Number 5, Clifford, the Big Red Dog. So I went to the theater to see this. Plus, this was kind of nostalgia for me because I used to read these books in elementary school of Clifford, the Big Red Dog. I always enjoyed the books, so I was really, really looking forward to the movie. I liked the movie. Kind of your overall just basic family movie that anyone and everyone can enjoy. Had a few pacing issues, had a few character problems. The one thing that I did not like about this film were the girls bullying the main protagonist in this movie. I always hate to see kids bullying other kids because I was a victim of that going through elementary, middle, and high school, some in college, and even now as an adult I've been through some of that shit. So, but overall, a great movie with a great message about, you know, being different is not a bad thing. In fact, it's a good thing. So yeah, Clifford. Number 5, The Big Red Dog. Number 4, this is a movie that we had to wait for because it got pushed back a year because of, again, COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. And it came out this past October in 2021, Halloween Kills. A really, really good movie. I will say this, and this may chap a few people's asses, but you know what? This is my opinion. This is what I think. 2018 was a much better film, I think. The one thing I did not like about this is right in the middle of the film, there's a scene or sequence in the hospital which involves Karen and another inmate that got loose from Smith's Grove that they hadn't found and gotten back yet, that ends up at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. And things take place there that just take away from the overall, you know, Michael's back and, you know, we need to get rid of him. You know, the town banding together to try and, you know, defeat Michael and say, you know, we're not going to let this define our town. We're not going to let Michael Myers, you know, be what our town is known for. And so they group up and try to go find him and kill him. But this one sequence that I'm talking about, it just takes away from all that and really takes you out of the film for a little while. And you're just like, you know, this is not what I'm here to see. I don't care about this part. I care about, you know, the main meat of the story, which you guys are shying away from for this particular moment. There are some pacing issues with this. There's some dialogue issues with this. And there's some really stupid moments in the film that they could have made absolutely epic moments, but they chose not to. So that's why I say Halloween 2018 is a much better film. But if you're a Halloween fan, Michael Myers, like me, then you will enjoy this film. There's a lot of good stuff in it. And it's not bad like Halloween Resurrection or Halloween 3 or Halloween 5. But this film does have its problems. At number 4, Halloween Kills. Coming in at number 3 is Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, I know what you're all thinking. What the hell, Wade? Why are you putting this at number 3? This was the best Marvel movie to date. Well, I'm going to stop you all right there and say, no, it's not. I'm sorry. Was it a great Spider-Man film? Oh, heck yes. I enjoyed the heck out of this movie. But there's some problems with this movie. And one of the biggest issues I had with this film was about how much emotional things happened in this movie to our Peter Parker. I mean, my God, this was like almost a depressing film because of all this shit that was happening to him. Um, Spoilers if you haven't seen it, losing Aunt May, and then, his identity getting revealed by Mysterio, so pretty much the whole city and the whole world turning on him. My question is, besides going to Doctor Strange, why didn't he get the Avengers to help him? I mean, if Tony had been alive, Tony probably would have been like, "Okay, kid, I'm going to help you clean this up. We'll straighten this out. No problem." Steve Rogers, if he'd have been alive, he probably would have come to Queens and say, "Hey, kid, I'm with you. We'll figure this out together." But yeah, I was like, why did none of the other Avengers show up just to help him out? Why didn't Pepper Potts reach out to him? Why didn't War Machine, Rhodey reach out to him? Or just and then we have the whole thing with everything going haywire that Doctor Strange had to create that spell again at the end of the movie to have everybody, including MJ, the Avengers, Ned, Doctor Strange himself, everybody forget about Peter Parker. And then at the very end of the film, he's on his own. I mean, you see him go into this new apartment that he's rented, and it's just such a depressing moment. You're just like, he's Spider-Man. Why is all this shit happening to him? I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I did not have the feel-good feeling that I usually have with a Marvel movie that I usually leave the theater with. And I know you're all going to say, well, still, it's a great film. Tobey Maguire showed up and it was Spider-Man with Tom Holland. Andrew Garfield showed up and he was Spider-Man with the other two. Yeah, I enjoyed those parts. I loved those parts. But, oh, God, this film was just depressing as hell. The only other movie I can think of that it wasn't that depressing. It was just depressing at the very end is when, at the very end of Infinity War, when Thanos did the snap and then everyone starts disappearing, But it was just that one moment and then bam, the film ends and we know that something better's coming in Endgame, But, oh God, this Spider-Man film, it was emotionally draining. I had a headache when I walked out of the theater. It was just, I mean, like I said, this film has some great stuff. Don't get me wrong. I love all of the Spider-Man movies, minus one. I may have to take another look back at Spider-Man 3 after watching this one again. We'll see, though. But, yeah, it was just... That's why I've got it at number 3, because it was just emotionally draining for me. So, at number 3, Spider-Man, No Way Home. Number 2, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah, buddy, this was one everybody in the world had been fighting for and had been waiting for so long, and we finally got it. This movie redeemed everything that was wrong with the Joss Whedon Justice League, which he pretty much butchered that one, and my understanding was a real piece of shit to actress Gal Gadot, which that's a bunch of BS. You don't mess with Wonder Woman. Sorry. Oh, loved everything about this film. Now, I'm a traditional guy. Did I like Superman's black suit? Yes. But I'm a traditional guy. I wish we would have at least seen, the last scene where it shows Clark after he's been resurrected, after they've, done away with Steppenwolf. When it shows him go down the alley, he takes his glasses off and he starts opening up his shirt. What opens up and it's still the black suit. I wish he would have opened it up and it was the traditional red and blue with the red S, all that stuff. I wish we would have got to have seen that suit, one time in this movie, but we didn't. So anyway, Zack Snyder's Justice League was pure fun for 4 hours. It was a little emotional, but nowhere near as emotional as Spider-Man No Way Home. But Zack Snyder's Justice League is one hell of a great movie, and it's one movie I absolutely loved that came out this year. So at number 2, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Okay, we are at number 1. My number 1 film for this year, 2021, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yes, the return of the Ghostbusters. Oh my gosh, this was a movie I had been waiting for since they announced Ghostbusters 3 back in 1996 when I was just entering middle school. It was announced then, nothing ever happened with it, and then in 2016 we got that Abomination, which we're not going to talk about. And then, finally, a few years ago, we see the first trailer, that little short snippet of the back of the Ecto-1, and you're just like, hell yeah, Ghostbusters is coming back. And did it deliver? Oh, it delivered on everything. Best film of the year, Ghostbusters Afterlife. If you have not seen it and it's still playing at your theater, go see it. You won't be disappointed, especially if you're a Ghostbusters fan. Loved the freaking heck out of this movie. I will probably be buying multiple copies of this film. So the kid characters, the adult characters, all were amazing. And plus the original 3 Ghostbusters. Bill Murray as Venkman, Ernie Hudson as Winston, Dan Aykroyd as Raymond Stantz. Oh, it was just great to see them again. And what a phenomenal movie this was. I saw it 4 times in theaters, and I can't wait for it to be released on Blu-ray and DVD and digital. So my number 1 film for 2021, the one that I think is the best movie of the year, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Just a phenomenal movie. Bravo to Ghostbusters Afterlife. Okay, that is my list of my top 10 best or favorite movies of the year. So comment down in my comment section. What did you think? Did you like my list? Did you not like my list? Give me your list. Tell me what you thought were your top 10 movies of this year. So guys, like I said, I wish you nothing but the best for 2022. I hope it's a great year for all of you. I wish you all great health, great things, great blessings. And may God and Jesus Christ bless us all this year. So I'm going to say thank you all so much for watching. Good night. God bless. I love all of you. I will see you all in the next video, and I will see you all next year in 2022. So long, everybody.